Are you looking for a show with the 3 things that we love most?
Then you're in the right place. Welcome to a YMBToAP Interlude.
Dude.
Bruh.
Okay, so what?
So what?
First time we watched Love, Death, and Robots, right?
Uh-huh.
We did that on like a regular show, right?
Yes.
Then we watched season 2, and that was like a Patreon thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a paid zeitgeist thing.
Yeah, and now we're watching season 3, and it's in a different format. It's in a different place now.
I was thinking about this exact thing today. I was like, we're just keeping it fresh here at YMBToAP.
I mean, it's an anthology series, and we keep it in a different place every single time.
You got to move it around or it gets stale.
So yeah, we did, for this interlude, Love, Death, and Robots, a season 3.
A saison 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Season as a whole,
Yeah.
where do we put it?
See, every time I watch a season, I'm always like, this is the best one yet. But I don't know if it's because they're always so fresh in my mind.
Okay. So I'm going back to season 2 right now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, season 2 is my bottom.
Really?
Like, hands down. Oh, yeah, hands
I
down.
loved season 2. I remember at the ending of that one, I was like, damn.
I mean, season 2 is... I mean, there's some good ones. But season 1, though, man.
Season 1, though, it was classic. I mean, you can't beat some of the greats in season 1.
But, man, I was tempted to say season 3 is, like, my top season, man.
It is
I
stone
like this
cold
season.
solid. It is good.
There is, like, one down one in this, maybe, for me.
Okay.
But I feel like down is, like, I didn't like it, but there's none that I didn't like in this one.
Yeah, there's
Really.
none that I was like, I hated that. Like, these are all, it's a decent smattering this time around.
Yeah, there's no icebox ones this time.
I like
Fucking
the icebox
stupid
one.
icebox one, man. Or fish nights. Fish nights, all right.
I love Fish Night.
Fish nights, all right.
There's no
Okay.
Zima Blue.
I mean, Zima Blue kind of sucks too, man.
Yeah, that one was a downer.
Yeah, I'm not into that one. And I wanted to be so bad, and I feel like that's the same kind of thing I have this season. There's one that, like, I wanted to love,
Okay.
and I was just like, okay. I see you, like, trying to pick apart my clues that I'm leaving. You're like, oh my god, I think
Yeah.
I know. Oh wait, maybe I don't know.
I know. I've got the episode list up over here, just looking around. So
Yeah, me
let's
too.
just hop into it. I think, right? Did we say what we're talking about? It's Love, Death, and Robots season 3.
Season 3. Okay, so
Season 3, baby.
this is my top one. Is this your top season?
I'm gonna
Maybe?
say yes.
It's good, man. Like,
I think just every season's my top season after I watch it.
Well-
Like, I'm just constantly impressed by what this show does.
I think this one, for like percentage of just awesome to the overall, this one's hands down the best one.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, the rest, like, there's good ones, but it's like the few great ones and then like goods and stuff. But this, like, all pretty great, man. It's a good one.
Yeah. Can we agree, though, that, like, the shorter seasons work best for this show?
Yes. I don't want 18 ever again. I don't want that
season
many.
1 had 18. I'm like, that's too many. Season
that was a
2, they had 8. So, yeah, that was at 8,
Yeah.
9 for this season. That's absolutely the right length. That's where they need to live.
Yeah, this is perfect. It took me like 2 days, maybe 3. I think I did it in 2 days. I did like a couple and then was just like, I can't stop, and just I ate it. You know?
Yeah, like the watch time for it was only 2 hours, so it was easy to just knock it out in a sitting.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, I got one more thing about this season, and you tell me if you agree.
Okay.
Hands down, this season, by far, the most gruesome and
Yes.
bloody and gorific, man. I was like,
Yeah.
I audibly said, God damn, like, so many fucking times.
Same. Like, I can't handle watching these like in a normal setting. I have to be like standing and I have to be talking the whole time. Like, it's
Yeah.
I'm talking to the TV constantly during these.
Okay, I'm gonna crack this. Oh yeah,
Spray back.
I did it so close to my face, and it was just like, got me. Okay, so again with these like kind of first ofs, all this stuff, the first episode of this season
Yes.
is the only one to really ever call back, right?
Yeah, I think so. And this one
is a fucking almost sequel to a
Yeah.
previous one.
Yeah, absolutely. A sequel to, I think, episode 1 of season 1. It's the 3 robots again.
Yeah. And I
I
mean,
fucking love these guys.
I love these guys, but this one was not that first one for me.
Really? I loved this one.
No, I mean, I like this one, but it is not that first one with them. Like, that first one with them was solid.
I mean, yes.
Like him, like, getting the eyeball, and then the one doing the dance and stuff. Like,
I just love how it's so, like, pointedly anti-capitalism. And it's like, humans are ruining the earth, and here is what's going to happen
Yeah.
after we're all dead. Like, it's not beating around the bush. Just
Oh,
getting
yeah.
right to the point. Like, you're going to die here on Earth because of the way you're treating the planet. So this is what's going to happen.
and what I find so much more funny is the fact that they're not, like, discussing it in some grand way. They're just like, well, yeah, I mean, they were dumb. They did that. That's why we don't
Yeah.
do that. Like,
Humans stupid.
because that one's like, I'll take my ion charged battery any day than having to masticate food and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But this one was really good. I found the ending weird.
Remind me what happened at the end?
So they find out because
Oh, yeah.
because they get to, like, progressively richer places that were hiding from the stuff. And then they're like, oh yeah, the, like, rich of the rich just went to Mars.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, I wonder if they made it. And then it's just the cats from the first one, and they're all like, what'd you expect? Fucking rich people? Like,
Elon Musk.
yeah. And I
I
did
loved
too.
it.
And I did. I was like,
Same.
I wonder how they're gonna animate him. Like, are they gonna make him look stupid? What are they gonna do? And it's this cat, and he directly is like, I gotcha.
Yeah, the cat is voiced by Chris Parnell, which I'm like, perfect. Great choice. I just think this series of robots is so smart. They're just,
Yeah.
they're witty. Like, it's every single thing they say is a joke, and I'm laughing, and it hits, you know? There's never a dull moment with these guys.
No, yeah. These guys are awesome. I loved all the like places that they went. Like, there's people that just lived on, like, an oil rig and stuff. And
Yeah,
they've just all,
I
like,
was like,
died in the
that's a-
sun and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I see. You can kind of like think through some of it though, because they go to like the
Oh,
people
yeah.
who are like the preppers, and they ended up kind of killing each other and shit. And then they go to the people that are the rich people on the oil rig, and
Yeah.
then they get to the rich of the rich, and they go in there and they're like, oh, what did they eat? So they called it extreme democracy, and they fucking
Oh, yeah,
voted
there's
on
the
who to
dude in there,
eat.
yeah.
I was like, holy shit. They take the satire of capitalism is going to cause the end of the earth, and they push it to a believable limit. They're like, this is
Yeah.
how it's going to go.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I buy that.
I love these dudes. And does this not make them, like, the face of the show?
I
they've
kind of think it
been in both
does.
of them?
Yeah.
Like, they've been in 2.
Because, I mean, the little robot, you kind of see him in advertising for the show, in the very little advertising, I
Yeah.
guess, that I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, he's a dope little robot, man.
He is. I love him.
So, okay. We both agree. Phenomenal. Keep these guys in subsequent seasons, right?
Yes, please. I want to see more 3 robots.
This is, like, the one that we keep.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
trying to think, like, what else would I have ever kept?
I would love to see what happened with the yogurt after they took over the earth and left.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to think of what I would want to see.
Would you want to follow up to the very first guys, like the woman in the
Oh,
big machine who kills
Sunny's
other people?
thing?
Yeah.
I just, like, retold that to somebody today because it's still, like, the best one.
Yeah.
No, not really. Like, that twist hits so good and it ends in the perfect spot. Like, I don't want anything else from that. I feel so
Yeah.
complete with that one, you know?
That was solid.
That one's too good.
I wouldn't mind a follow up to Pop Squad, but that one also ended nicely.
Oh, that would be a good one, actually. You know what I want one for? I think I want to follow up to... Let me find the name of it again.
What about Snow in the Desert? Those 2 immortal people?
See, I didn't really like that one. I thought it was alright.
That one like resonated with me. I don't know.
I want more of the Good Hunting, the one with the robotic fox lady.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
I would like to watch her kill more people.
Man, that was season 1, all the way back when.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
I gotta
No.
rewatch this show, man.
Actually, every season I'm kind of waiting for it to happen again. I keep thinking we're gonna get something from Beyond the Aquila Rift with the spider
Oh my
lady thing.
God.
Like, I would
Yeah.
love to see another one of those.
There's a lot of like space marine type expeditions in Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh yeah. So, all right, we love those dudes. They're phenomenal. Then we go to me and Taylor. We're sitting there like, what the fuck is this season? So this is Bad Traveling.
Okay, this next episode, yeah.
And my God, the things I did not expect from this one.
I know. So you know who directed this one, right?
No.
Good old David Fincher.
I was gonna ask if you saw his name like 1,000 times during this season.
They were like so excited about him. They were like, this man is involved.
Yeah, he's actually apparently one of the creators of the entire series.
Yeah, he's one of like the initial funders, I guess.
Yeah, and I didn't know that all this is kind of adapted from Heavy Metal.
Heavy Metal? Is it a movie?
Yeah, the movie with the booby lady and all the rock and roll stuff.
Okay.
I'll show you the cover real quick and you're going to be like, oh yeah, that movie that you like that I am not that intrigued by. This one right here.
Oh yeah, the movie that you like that I'm not into.
Yeah. Well, so that's a magazine, and most of the stories from that were in that magazine, and they're just little short one-off things. And I guess they kind of took the idea of the short one-off thing, but made all of this shit with it.
Okay.
Because usually Heavy Metal is, I guess it is about robots a lot, actually.
And love and death.
Yeah. There's one thing from Heavy Metal that I think you'd like, and it's the cover one. Like, that's the best one. I mean, the rest of them are fucking weird, but... You know, a staple of Love, Death, and Robots is that they always got famous people in the episodes and stuff.
Yes.
I didn't even pick out who was in this one. It was Troy Baker.
Yeah, it's your dude.
Yeah, I didn't even pick him up because I think I was too worried about this crab thing. I was like on edge.
Yeah.
About this fucking crab thing.
Fucked up, dude. Like I did not enjoy my time with the crab. It was a very, very good episode, but I wanted to get away from the crab very fast.
Yeah, this is one of the first ones that seemed to be a big theme this season. Some type of entity worming its way into a corpse and making it talk to you.
Yes, that fucked me up the first time he did that. I was like, ew. It's gross.
So like in this one, it's cool because I guess you really get a sense of how long they've been on the boat because the corpse that it's using has rotted every time he goes back for a conversation.
Yeah, it was a very effective plot-telling device.
And then I thought, wow, what a smart dude, because he like found out who did the two X's when they voted for the thing, and I didn't even think at all that they all did it.
I thought that they would. Like I thought that in my mind just because the way everyone was like on edge after he was like, yeah, I know who the traitors are. Everyone was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, smart man to turn the whole crew against each other like that.
I'm so happy that he got rid of this thing, or at least I hope this thing died in there.
I don't know if it did because, I mean, I guess it would cook probably, but the crab, like, so the whole thing when he's like cornered the crab down in the hull of the ship and all those little fucking babies are down there really gross skittering around and shit. Yeah. That gave me like the ick. I saw those and like an extinction event of the human species flashed before my mind because this crab eats like a corpse a day, a couple of corpses a day.
Yeah,
sometimes.
like a lot.
And there's like 500 little babies down there now. I was like, oh, this is the end of Earth. So that messed with me.
So did you watch it with subtitles?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Did you notice how many times the word squelching was used in this season?
So much squelching.
And this word, I noticed it in a later episode, but I wonder if they used it here. But you know what word I really don't like? Chittering.
Chittering.
Like, the idea of what chittering is when they use that shit, and it's just like the tiny legs of a bunch of stuff, because it's... I remember seeing it specifically in a different episode.
Yeah.
But I know that all those baby crabs had to have been chittering, man. And I hate that shit.
Sure they were.
I fucking hate it. But this one, I thought this one was animated so good.
Yeah, I liked it.
This one was maybe one of my tops, like, of all time. This was a good one.
It reminded me of a few video games. Like, the style of it kind of felt in the vein of Disco Elysium almost, just the vibe of it kind of, and the whole plot line even reminded me a little bit of The Curse of the Obra Dinn.
Okay.
Yeah, overall this is just another solid one.
This was just solid. Yeah.
So I got a little confused about the whole voting thing though, because so they were like, he was like, vote an X if you want to listen to the creature and take it away to a place where we can just drop it off and forget about it, or write an O if you don't want to listen to the creature, and then we'll do what was the plan supposed to be?
Okay, so you got those reversed. The X
Oh.
was to take it to the town it wanted to go to and just let it feast on all the people.
Yeah.
And then the circle was he doesn't know what island we're really going to, so we'll just go leave him somewhere.
Okay.
But everybody voted take him where he wants to go and let him just murder people.
Yeah, okay.
And
See,
that pissed him off because he was like, you're willingly going to let this thing have the babies and cause that extinction event that you just discussed. Like, we should not do that.
I was almost under the impression because he was the guy who was voted to like go down and talk to the crab. I say voted. He was kind of forced to do that. I thought that he might be on the side of the crab now and not on the side of the people. So he was going to take the crab to the bad island. And I was like, if everybody voted to go to the bad island, why don't we just send him there? But alas.
No, yeah.
I just got confused.
Yeah, they all voted for him to do what he wanted.
Okay.
And he was like, no.
All right.
You didn't see what I saw. Like, ooh, this thing's intense.
Yeah, but the ending of it though was very cool when he like smashes the barrels of oil. I didn't understand his line because the crab was like, "Shell protect, no fire," and the guy was like, "It's not for you."
No, the crab thought he was gonna shoot at him with the pistol. So he's like, "What's your pistol gonna do? I have a shell." And he's like, "It's not for you. It's for the barrels."
Okay.
And then he was like, "Oh, I'm dying." So I love this one, man. It was so good.
It was very good.
It's top for me.
Do you want to give ratings to these as we go?
I mean, we can.
Are we just rating the entire season?
I mean, for me, the season's straight up 10.
I think they're always 10 out of 10 for me, honestly.
I mean, if we go, like, numbers, this is a 10 for me. 3 Robots, like, an 8. Like, it was funny, but, like, wasn't changed by that one by the end.
I give 3 Robots a 10 just because I love them. I love the little kitty. And, of course, Eat the Rich. You gotta love shit when they're themed like that.
Yeah.
Bad Traveling, I give it an 8 out of 10 because I got confused in the plot there. But,
okay.
I mean, overall, good story.
I mean, I think if I didn't have the subtitles on, I might have too, because this one's like extra quiet.
Yeah.
And stuff. And they're like, well, we can't talk loud. There's a fucking crab next door. So, like, I guess it works for the thing, but, like, I don't know that I would have been able to hear it very well had I not been reading it.
Yeah.
Then we go to what is one of the most strikingly animated ones in the whole fucking season. The very pulse of the machine.
Yeah, so this one opened and I was like, oh, I love this. This is pretty.
And this is one of my bottom ones.
The story was weird, right?
Okay, like, this was my Zima Blue. I loved how it looked. I wanted it to be the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
And okay, so you're not going to be mad at me. I fell asleep in this one.
I can't blame you.
And I just asked Taylor, how's that one end? And it's like, I know how it ends, but I'm like, it doesn't make me feel better. Like,
no, I got lost in the sauce with this one. Like, so I liked the beginning of it. It was very interesting. You know, they're on the moon of Jupiter. They're on Io, and they are roving around trying to like collect minerals or whatever. And they have this horrible rover accident, and one of the women dies. The other one has to like hook up her oxygen to her friend's oxygen to steal it.
Yeah.
It started out so strong because she's in pain because she's broken her arm. So she's like, I'm just going to take morphine because if I'm going to die, I better die high. And so she injects the morphine, and then she starts hearing her dead friend's voice. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then she has to carry the corpse of her friend on this like makeshift like sled because she has to keep the oxygen tank connected so that she can, survive.
Yeah.
But her friend's helmet is all fucking busted out and her eyeball is gone.
Yeah, that shit was disgusting. Wild, dude.
So I love the solution. I'm just going to pack your head full of sand so I don't have to look at your face. But yeah, like the whole thing where her friend starts talking to her and she had to turn around and like dust off her helmet. Like, okay, you're still dead. Just checking. Had to be sure. I was like, okay, this is going to be good. And then it just kind of like dissolves from there. Like I
guess that's the point because you're just going down the morphine sauce with her, like
I guess, yeah. Because I mean, so she takes the morphine to numb the pain, and then she realizes like, oh fuck, I'm moving way too slow. I have to get back to the station. So then she fucking amps up on amphetamines and is doubling down on her hallucination problem. But yeah, that's kind of as far as my conscience went into this one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think it was all just mind games from there. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if the ending really happens where, like, she assimilates into the moon or something. I feel like that's all just her mind playing up some
Yeah.
stuff with her. I bet she just fell over in the sand and just died.
Yeah, probably just died high on the moons of Jupiter.
Pretty
But
much.
I mean, at the end, like, you hear her actual voice reporting back to the Earth station. So I was like,
Yeah.
is it real? Is it fake? Did she become the moon? I don't know.
Yeah, this, I mean, I'm giving it a 5 for the animation.
Yeah.
But since I don't understand it and it didn't really capture me, that's, just a 5. You know,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to go a 6. I just love how this fucking looks. I love how it looks.
See, I was going to say
Fuck.
10 out of 10 for animation, 4 out of 10 for story. Because I liked when it started. But
Totally
then it
with
just went fucking weird.
Yeah, I didn't care for this one very much.
Yeah.
It was fine. Now, then we get to what I was guessing was probably one of your favorite ones.
Oh, it is my favorite Love, Death, and Robots piece of all time. The whole series. This one takes the fucking cake.
I knew it. That's why I grabbed this screenshot, because I was like, this is just all of her zombie games tied up in a short, man. Like,
Yes. I have an obsession, one, with zombies, of course. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
The concept of the physical manifestation of death
Yeah.
shuffling towards you constantly. I love that. My second obsession, miniatures. How could you not love the tiny, the Night
yeah.
of the Mini Dead?
Night of the Mini Dead.
This one felt like it was about 90 seconds long, and I laughed
Oh, yeah.
so hard the whole time. The entire time I was laughing my fucking head off. My cats came in like, are you good? Because I'm just sitting there like shrieking with laughter at this thing.
Yeah.
It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, that's the hardest I've laughed all year.
So, 11 out of 10?
Oh, yeah. 15 out of 10. It was perfection. I could not have asked for more out of this one.
This is my other semi-down one, not because I didn't like
Why?
it. There's nothing that special. I thought it was fine. Like, I was hoping we were going to, like, pull out, and it's like, because it was all miniatures, so I was like, okay, is there somebody watching over this? And they were all like, see, that's what happens when you fuck around, and you, like, start a zombie. Like, I thought we were going to, like, pull out from this, but it was just a miniature outbreak, and I was like, oh, okay. So it gave me, I guess, kind of like the Icebox vibes.
Yeah. So the thing that I liked about it, the
But I
way
didn't
that
get
it
Eric
is-
Foreman outside.
Okay. So the way that it's shot is kind of like in what do they call that style? Tilt shift, where
Yeah.
you can kind of see everything looks miniature, like you're zoomed way the fuck back and there's these tiny things happening on the ground and everything is sped up and they're all fast and talking in high pitched voices.
Yeah.
So it felt to me like we were some kind of otherworldly being just observing Earth as this happens. Like we're just some alien watching it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when it like zooms all the way back after, the fucking president launches all the nukes to destroy Earth,
Yeah.
which those penguins made me
Oh, yeah.
laugh so hard I almost threw up. No, but so like when they finally like zoom back to the very edges of the galaxy, you just see the Earth like tiny, and then it fucking explodes and it goes.
And it just
I was
farts.
like, that's perfection. I love that.
Like, this one
The
was
best.
all goofy.
Yes,
This
100%.
one was just goof.
It started so perfectly too. So like when it first started, it's just this like couple that pulls up in an old car to a cemetery and they just start like fucking.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we watching?
That made me laugh. Just like, that shit was cracking me up, man.
I was so confused in the beginning, and then he like climbs up on top of the statue and falls over, and then the church spire falls down on top of him, and then the whole event starts from there. And it went from confusion to laughter to just a constant stream of laughing so hard I thought I was going to pass out.
I mean, we
This
were
is
just
my
like,
favorite thing I've ever seen.
I mean, like you said, I mean, I think it's really like a 4 to 5 minute short, but it feels like 20 seconds.
Yeah, and looking
It
at
happens so
Wikipedia,
fast.
it says it's 7 minutes long. I refuse to believe it was 7 minutes.
That's
I
got
would
to
have
be with
died after laughing
with-
for 7 straight minutes.
3 minutes of credits on either side of it then.
Maybe it is so bite-sized.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the perfect Love, Death, and Robots, like, miniature one.
Yes.
Like, this is the good one for that. This was good. It's not my top. I mean, I did like it though.
Yeah.
I mean, the very Pulse of the Machine is just whatever.
Yeah.
This one was still good, and I was like, all right, that's funny. So that one was good. I knew it would be your favorite. So,
Of course.
but this is your favorite out of like everything?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Everything.
Okay. I'm still waiting for Sunny to be dethroned for me, but I just don't know what can.
Yeah.
That one's so good. All right, so then we go to Kill Team Kill. And
this is when we kind of start the whole graphic violence.
oh, yeah. This one didn't let off of the goof a little bit yet either, because it was still like
Yeah.
just a little too goofy for what was going on.
Yeah, the beginning when the dude is like peeing for 3 straight minutes and you're just watching his limp dick flail around.
That's a penis. Taylor was on her phone and goes, what? Oh, that's a penis. And I was like,
That's
yeah,
a
I know. What?
I feel like this isn't the first penis we've seen in Love, Death, and Robots, though.
I think it is.
I feel like we've seen... I think it was... there was like an episode about bats or something, like vampires. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
It was also ultra
Yeah,
graphic.
yeah.
I feel like we saw at least one dick in that one.
I'll go back and look for the dick.
Okay.
I'll give you a rating just so you know where I'm at on this, because I did like this one, of course.
Okay.
But it's like an 8. I mean, it was just like a fun time. There
Yeah.
was nothing special about this one. It was just
I would
fun.
give this one like a 6.5. I liked the animation for it. The story didn't draw me in.
It was... Well, because like I said, it didn't quite let go of the goof yet from Night of the Mini Dead, because it's all like, that's a honey badger. He don't give a fuck. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
honey badgers don't give a fuck. And I
The
laughed a
dialogue
lot.
for this one was a little painful for me.
I loved it, man. Like, that's pretty much the only thing I liked about this one, was that it was that very stupid, immature man one-liner shit.
Yeah.
And I watched it going like, that is accurate. Like,
Okay.
I can see that being a thing. And then Taylor was all like, why? What?
Yeah.
At,
This one's for the boys.
do you know the part I'm talking about? Because this one guy says one thing, and I laughed, and then she goes, why? That was, what? Why?
I don't remember.
Seth Green gets his leg bit off, and he's dying. And
Oh
he's like,
my
tell
God.
my wife, tell my wife. I fucked her sister. And then just dies. I was like, that was stupid. I loved it. Like,
Yeah, this one was like, it wanted to do a serious story, but it wanted to do it in a way that was like,
I
let's
don't
put
know.
these idiot characters in this bad situation.
the only thing I think Taylor liked was because she picked up on him big time. She loves Joel McHale.
Okay.
She loves him. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, I know he's supposed to be like an asshole, but I feel like he's secretly got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
And his like character is the asshole, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Him and his tall forehead.
So she picked up on his voice immediately and loved him. And she was so upset when he died. But I mean, this one was fine. I do like the animation of this one. It felt very like Adult Swim.
Yeah, it did.
To me was kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm enjoying this, but like there's several of these that I've thought about a bunch since then, and this is not one of them.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
I'm-
This one was pretty
Yeah.
flat, honestly.
I'm gonna give it an 8. It was just a time. I mean, it was
Yeah.
fine. I mean, I did like him just beating the shit out of that bear at the end, man.
That was a lot.
Bear, honey badger, rather. It's a fucking bear.
Well, it ended up they called it the barghast, which is
Yeah.
I had to look up that word because I was like, that's got to be something, right? And it's some kind of mythological creature from northern England or something.
Well,
Some crazy wolf-looking thing.
I hope it's not really a fucking robotic honey badger, because that would be intense.
No, that would be intense.
But yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. This one is summed up in, this is for the boys, especially for the one line where he takes them to like his gun room, and he goes, this is where I come to jerk it.
Oh my god.
And Taylor goes, what the fuck? And I was like, that's probably not a good idea, guy. You probably shouldn't do that.
Probably not.
But whatever. Yeah, that one's for the boys. Now this next one.
Swarm.
Okay, this next one. Yeah. Okay, so this is fucking Swarm, dude. Again, graphicness
Yeah,
is the theme of the day.
truly like Swarm didn't have a lot of violence, but when it started, it started.
This one kind of got to me in a way that Starship Troopers does. So I'll tell you about that when we get to the end of it, I guess.
Okay.
But what'd you think of this one?
I was kind of meh on this one.
I'm like a 7.
Okay.
Like I still was all like, wow. But what? Like,
Yeah, I think 7 is fair.
because like it's so pretty and like it kind of had a good vibe at the start, but the ending is where I'm like, you lost me.
Yeah, same.
Like I'm not into it.
So, like, I was intrigued, I guess, because it's like these two scientists and they're on some kind of an alien planet, and
They're in the swarm.
I wanted more about the friendship between this dude and the alien he was studying before, because they were like, I'm gonna miss speaking your language. I was like, oh, they love each other.
I like this one because it was very 3 robots. It totally hits humanity right on the fucking head. Of
Yeah,
course,
for
we
sure.
would want to come in and weaponize this thing, and I was like, that makes total fucking sense. Yup.
But they didn't even want to like weaponize it, right? They wanted to just they wanted to help humanity expand. So I thought it was kind of fucked up, though. Can we talk about so it's
What, the
these two
food?
black scientists,
Oh, okay.
and they want to, well, the dude wants to enslave this race, basically. And
Yeah.
the woman calls him out on it. She's like, you want to make them slaves? And he's like, well, they won't be slaves. They'll just be doing their same normal jobs, but for us now. So I'm like, ugh. It felt weird. I don't know.
It's very humanity. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he says no. I mean, these may not be for war technically, but they are to ensure that we are unopposed
Yeah.
in extending our reach. I mean, it is a weapon. We're taking them and making them a tool, which is very us. Consume all things that exist, you know?
Right. 'Cause, the cool thing about the society that they have is that it's broken out into castes, kind of like most bug societies, I guess.
Yeah.
Like there's the queen bee, and then there's like the drones who bring her food or whatever. There's like these little scuttlebugs that produce food for you when you knock on their head in a certain way.
Oh yeah, and then they throw up on it and it tastes better. And I was
Yeah.
like, how'd you find that out, lady? Like,
yeah, I was like, that's
you've been here too
gross. Imagine somebody comes up and like knocks on your forehead in a particular pattern, and you just like throw up a roast turkey for them.
tastes good, right? They're like, yep.
I might that. Yeah, it was a cool concept because of the whole castes thing. Like that, he wanted to utilize the warrior caste to actually protect humans, and to utilize the food caste to create food for humans. Like enslave the whole.
You make him sound
race.
way more noble than I think he was intending it, because he sounded nefarious to me. Like, he did not discuss it in that way. He was like, no, we need to be unopposed when we go out into the world.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to extend ourselves, and this will ensure that. And she's all like, you bitch.
Maybe I'm just looking at it from too Capricorn a point of view.
I mean, I really think he had the wrong intentions to come to this place.
Probably so. I mean, he wanted to enslave them. There's nothing
Yeah.
really noble about that.
Maybe I can crank us up to an 8.
Okay.
Maybe. Like, I haven't thought about it too much, but like, I know it got said, and I was just like, this is a lot. I'm done with this one. So at the very end, we get the gruesome fucking part, dude. Where,
Yes.
so basically, the swarm has learned what they've been doing because, I mean, it's not stupid.
Yeah.
It's adaptable and learns and evolves, and that's the interesting part. So whatever that big thing was at the end didn't exist before they got there. It even says,
she
like,
was like, I'm only a few weeks old.
yeah, like, I exist now in response to what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's like I exist now physically, but I have always existed as a part of the minds of this hive.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's fucking cool, because it's
So,
an
like,
evolutionary response to
Yeah.
what the experiments were provoking.
Yeah, like, this thing is so perfect, it will create a solution to anything that's happening around it all the fucking time. That's wild. Like,
Yeah, I did think that was fascinating. Like,
Yeah.
the genetic response of the hive was to create an entity that could kind of come out and say, you're not going to enslave us.
yeah. That was big. I
Yeah,
think that was really big. I enjoyed that.
it was very cool.
And then it was like, oh, do you see this bug here that's like eating on your vomit right now?
Yeah, because dude sees this horrible swarm. So can Can we talk about the swarm for a second?
So, you mean what they did to her?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my, like, Starship Troopers ick thing.
Ugh.
I love Starship Troopers, and you know that.
Yeah.
But there's a part of that movie that, like, super icks me out, like, every fucking time. I can't stand it. There's the brain bug.
Okay.
So there's this bug that wants to learn everything that we're doing, so it sucks out your brains and gains you knowledge,
Ugh.
right?
Yuck.
And it's just a giant fucking stinger that stabs you in the top of the head, and then it just slurps everything out, dude.
Oh, gross.
It's fucking nasty.
Yeah, that
And
is.
all these tubes and things are just like in her brain and stuff.
Yeah, that was gross. Like
Yeah, that freaked me
tendrils
out.
from this. It was like a gigantic monster. I love the scale of it. It was huge.
Yeah.
And it had all those like tendrils into her brain, and it was again talking through her like it was a puppet.
Yes.
Like that is horrifying.
And then it like relinquished control for a bit so that she could
Yes.
agonize and feel it and like scare him.
Yes, that was fucked up. I was like, oh god, it's sentient. It knows
Yeah,
what
this
it's
one's
doing.
fucking intense.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I do like the one thing he does, because she's all like, you're going to like stop doing shit, right? And she's like, do you accept my proposal? I accept your challenge. I was like, that's very human of us again still.
Yeah, but he was.
We're not going to listen to nobody.
He's gonna die 30 seconds after the show ended.
Oh, yeah.
Toast.
But there's the bug that's eating the vomit, right?
Yes.
And she's all like, that creature is part of a race that used to travel the universe and take over other planets. This thing was like the top of the fucking food chain, and then it messed with us, and now it's eating your vomit.
Yeah, that shows their power.
You guys will be this one day too. And I don't know if I sent you this TikTok, but I just saw a TikTok about this kind of thing, and it's been making me think about like legacy stuff like that. Did I send you the one where they were like, in like 100 million years,
Yes.
what will be left of us that people will know that we existed?
Yeah.
And it's nothing on Earth.
I know. That fucked me up. I was like, it's microplastics. Duh. It's water bottles.
That's what Taylor said. Yeah, she's like, plastic.
But it's not.
And he's like, nope, steel won't even last. He's like, it's our fucking footprint on the moon. And then I want you to think about that right now, because you're the alien lady that thinks they're going to come for us as pets and stuff. If you happened upon the moon and you saw that thing, what would you think about it? Would you just go like, I don't know what that is? Brush it aside? Would you even know to think of it as a footprint?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have concept of feet. Well, they
Yeah.
don't know what a foot looks like. It could be just like a thing made by a machine. It could be
Yeah.
a weird piece of space debris that popped off of it. You never really know.
So we say that that's the last thing of evidence for us, which is true, but nobody will even know what it's evidence of, and that's even
Yeah.
more crazy.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and it did make me think about this one, because like that one bug was literally top of the food chain, and now it is just part of this thing. He's never even heard of it before.
Yeah. Just some grimy alien that's eating his puke.
Yeah. Like, this one's like big.
Yeah.
I might
It
take
was
the
kind
bigness
of-
and go with an 8.
Yeah, now that we're talking about it, I like it better. There was a
I like the
theme this
concept, but
season-
not it.
Yes, the concept was very high. There was a theme this season of just like, we are so much smaller than we know. Like, Earth
Yeah.
is very insignificant. And I like stuff that digs into that thought, because I like to feel small, like we don't matter, you know?
Okay.
Life feels so big when we're dipped in it. Like, everything that happens to us feels so big and so important, and sometimes so bad, so life altering. But when you fucking take the camera back and you zoom out and you can see the grand scheme of things, the little day-to-day shit that happens to you and I feels like it starts to matter a lot less.
Yeah.
That's why I like the Three Robots thing so much, I think, is because they're just walking around taking a tour of Earth after humanity has died out. And it's going to happen to humanity one day.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know if it'll happen in our lifetime, even though it feels increasingly likely
Yeah.
every day that we live on this Earth. But, yeah, I just like to think about that kind of shit. The
Yeah.
eventuality of humanity.
Well, then I think you'll like thinking about the other one, because it's that, but on the other side of the spectrum.
These fucking rats.
Okay. Maybe my number 2 for this season?
Really?
I loved this one. Okay.
It was okay.
So Craig Ferguson is the Scottish dude, so I was like, point right there.
Gotta love him.
Very nice. I don't know. I just thought this one was still funny enough. It didn't have the love, but it was very on the death and robot. And this is when I was like, this season is like trying to do the gore.
Yes, like this season, they were like, we have a budget for more gore. Like, we have a couple extra 1,000 gallons of digital blood if you guys want to use those up.
Because there's a scene in this one that was just so excessive, but it was so funny.
When he's bobbling that rat in the air with the gun.
And then the one just open mouth. It's just staring at it.
Watching it. It's horrible.
I fucking cracked it. I thought it was so funny. I love this one.
It was, at this point, I think I was like, I'm starting to get too much gore from this season. Because, so we followed Kill Team Kill, which was a lot of digital blood, with Swarm, which was like, not a lot of blood, but a lot of
gore
like...
until the end, but it was like intense gore.
Yeah. And then you followed up with this episode, and I was like, I am done looking at blood for a little while.
I liked it. But this one also was cute. Like, I thought this was a cute one, man. Like, I liked this one a lot.
Yeah, it was cute in the way that, like, the Red Wall books are cute, you know? You have these little furry guys fighting for their goddamn lives.
So
I was
what
intrigued by the concept, for sure.
I mean, I don't really know why it's happening, because... Well, so I like the salesman dude, because he's typical sleazy salesman. I love that.
He has a horrible ponytail. It was so nasty.
I know. But so he's all like, oh, I was afraid of this, like, evolutionary rat thing. That's been happening. So it's like, has it really? Can I entertain the idea of this salesman dude? Because he's just going to say whatever it takes for you to buy his stuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm left to wonder, is it only happening on his farm, or is it happening across the world? I don't fucking know.
I mean, it must be happening in other places, right? He can't have developed this whole scorpion gun system for this one man.
I don't know. Well, I don't know that we have sentient rats everywhere else. I mean, they're just building really big, bad extermination stuff. And whatever they're building it for must be less intense than these fucking rats, because these rats take all the shit out.
Yeah, these rats are, like, they know what they're doing. They started with those little fucking crossbows, and they built their society up pretty dang fast.
I mean, this is very Braveheart, man.
Yeah.
We'll never take our freedom! But in little rat squeaks, you know. But so... It's this guy, this farmer, just trying to get rid of pests, and then I feel like you're just giving it a ding because the cat got shot.
Yeah, I'm probably better about the poor cat.
Because Taylor... I paused it and rewound it because she got up to go somewhere, and I was like, I need you to watch this part.
Oh my god.
And she was like, no! And he was so sad for her. He was like, her name was Sarah.
Her name was Susan, Robert.
Oh, Susan, that's right.
And he buried her and had that cross in the garden. I was so sad.
So... He's just like doing all this stuff. They tear down the first set of things. So then he buys the weird scorpion robot thing that just goes in and mangles stuff. And then, like, I don't know, the idea that, like, we're, you know, these intelligent, superior things, supposedly, right? And he just, like, peeks in, like, his barn door. And there's, like, a war happening. Like, there's a whole world inside his fucking barn, which is your small scale thing. Like, he's like outside of this, small in another world, and yet there's a whole fucking war, like a whole society's war happening in his fucking barn.
Yeah, the downfall of a rat society is happening just on the other side of that wall, and he knew nothing of it.
So he goes in there, and like he sees this one like save a comrade, and he's like, these dudes are kind of cool. So he kills his scorpion robot thing, which I was like, good job. And they forgave him instantly. The guy's just like... thumbs up, and I was like,
I love that, the little rat
what a
thumbs
cute
up.
little rat,
He's,
man.
like, laying on the stretcher. I knew you were gonna like that.
And then I just love that, like, they like made moonshine for him, and he's like, I mean, I guess I'll try it. And then he goes into fucking business with these fucking rats. It was like it ended, and I was like, oh, I like that one. I like this one.
It was pretty good.
It was unexpected.
It was unexpected. I was turned off by the amount of gore, but the story was very good. The animation for this one was interesting too. I feel like this season they went heavy on like the realism 3D kind of animated stuff. Yeah. So I enjoy it when they take the 3D, but they put a little weird spin on it. Like these rats almost looked claymation-ish, and the guy's eyes were all, I don't know, weird.
So I will say this though. he's buying all this stuff because every time the guy throws him a product, he just goes, how much? And then you see him with the product, right? So
Yeah.
you know it's too much. And he's sitting there at some point with his boots on, and his toe is poking out of this boot.
This man doesn't have a lot of money.
But he's spending a fuck ton of money. And I go, what is this man doing? He can't even have boots with his toes poking out this boot, and he's buying all these tech toys. And Taylor turns to me and like points to the TV and stuff and goes, I've seen your underwear. I know how guys work. And I was like, I mean, yeah, you're right.
It's too true.
Yeah, we would much rather have the tech stuff than go buy a new pair of boots or whatever. So
You're a mess.
that also made me laugh, which probably made this go up a point for me. I just like this one. I'm gonna put this one at an 8. Like, it's just a good one.
Yeah, I give it a 7.
It's a nice one. Then, see, now I'm surprised because I really thought this was gonna be your favorite one.
In Vaulted Halls Entombed.
In Vaulted Halls Entombed. Okay, so this is the chittering one.
Yeah.
I did not like that.
I thought this was a pretty cool episode, but I think the ending let me down.
Okay. So it's another. They're really big on like army stuff because we had army werewolves way back in season 1. We got
a lot of Space Marines.
Yeah. What's that one that ended in season 1? Like, remember they fought like some giant monster and they were like Russians in the snow and stuff?
Yeah, I think it was.
I barely even remember what that was about. But
same. It was not good.
Another army one. Like, they do a lot of army stuff in this.
Yeah, definitely.
But this one felt way more grounded. Like, this one felt like it's just like U.S., probably like Iraq war style time frame, you know? There's really nothing technical here. It all felt like normal stuff.
I mean, it felt normal until they got down into this cave.
Yeah, but that's not their tech, though. That's just monsters.
Yeah, that's
some
alien shit.
Yeah, these fucking spiders have whole-ass mouths for their bodies, dude.
That grossed me right out the door. I was like, no thanks. That was gross. Like, so the spiders come out and they're robot spiders. And I was like, ooh, robot spiders. And then he picks it up and it's got like a whole skull on the underside. Yes. And it's shrieking at him. I was like, put that down.
Okay. Why is every Jughead response, it's always stand in one place and fire at will? You are not going to hit 2,000 tiny things just by standing in place. You book it and throw an explosion. To me, that is like a wall of effectiveness while you make an escape. Instead, they just stand there and hope every fucking bullet will take out 15 at a time. I hate that shit. I hate it when they do that.
It bothers me.
Blah. But so Taylor called it too. She was all like, is that Rosita? And I was like, from Walking Dead? And she's like, yeah, it sure is.
Oh, shit. I didn't even realize.
Oh, yeah. Taylor picked up on it immediately. And I was like, why did you guess that so fast?
I love her.
So, yeah, her. And this one, too. No, this one, too. Fucking gore. Because that one dude comes walking out, like, mangled, and his guts are dripping out the bottom.
Yes, that was so gross. And fucking Rosita runs toward him like, I could have saved him. What were you going to do?
I think these last 5 are just gore, man.
Yeah. This last half of the season, they were like, let's just amp up that blood.
Yeah. So, they're just trying to make it out of this cave they're in now because they followed the enemy in here. And now there's fucking robot spider shits. And then there's otherworldly moaning and otherworldly chanting coming from this section. So, of course, the guy goes in there because why the fuck don't you, right?
Yeah, honestly.
And then we meet
Cthulhu. Just hanging out down here in the cave.
And nobody fucked him good. Like, I thought you were going to be like way more about this one because, I mean, like, it's him. He's hanging out. Imprisoned.
Yeah, I was really into this part. Like, you get to see the big monster and he's like chained and he's like, let me go. And I don't know. So like there's 2 Marines left at this point and they kind of look at each other and I think he doesn't want to let the thing go and she does. I don't know.
No, opposite.
Yeah, so he's going to go let it go.
Yeah, because like Cthulhu like beams
and
angry
gets into their brain.
angry vibes into the brain, and he just starts
Yeah.
like, I'll do it, and starts doing it, and she's like, fucking no, like, we need to get out of here still. And then he tries to kill her, so she kills him violently and graphically,
Yeah.
and then she's just staring at it, and it just, I love the pretty much the whole last half of this episode just has "Release Me" being said in the background the whole fucking time.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I loved that. And it just keeps saying, "Release me, release me."
Yeah,
and then,
very intense.
and then it ends with her being possessed by him and leaving with him inside.
So is that what happened?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I was weirded out by that. So like she like unloads her gun into the Eye of Cthulhu, which I mean, what do you think a little pea shooter is going to do to that man?
I said they love to just stand there and just go, "This takes care of it."
Yeah, and she even said earlier in the episode, she's like, "I have this mag left. I'm probably going to save the last one for myself." And it was like, "Oh, that's how it's going to end."
Yeah.
But it doesn't. So she like fires all her bullets at Cthulhu here, and then it cuts to her like wandering around in the desert, and her eyes are gouged out and her ears are ripped off. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened?
I only think that because subtitles, it just says like alien language is what she's speaking or something. So
Yeah,
it's
she's like muttering
oh, okay.
alien.
Like he's in her now. Like he's been
Okay.
released via her, and now she's walking him into the world or something.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure on that one because I was like, I don't know if because if she had like torn off her ears and gouged out her eyes so she couldn't be influenced by him and then walked away, I was like, oh, but
That would be. Well, I like that more.
yeah, right.
I actually like that way more.
So that's why I was confused. It's like, why is she all muttery then? If she like maybe she tried to do that to escape him and still couldn't. Maybe he still got into her mind regardless.
Yeah, because why would she know an alien language if she had done that and was successful? You know.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. Now I'm like thinking about it more because I don't know. I guess I thought it was just like the side effect of him getting into her body, but yeah, like things are gouged out. I think you're right. She tried to deny the "release me" voice,
Yeah.
having to look at this monstrosity, and yet he still weaseled in there and got released.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now that we're talking it out, I like the ending of this one better.
This was, I mean, almost all of them. I was like, the season slaps. Like, fuck
yeah.
off.
Like, there really wasn't a bad one in the barrel. As rough as the ending was
Except
for
the alien lady one. Like, well,
the very pulse of the machine.
yeah, that one just sucks. Sorry.
I mean, the art on it was very good, so that
yeah.
topped me up enough to enjoy it. But yeah,
So, yeah, this one was very good.
it was pretty good.
Then, get to the final one.
Okay,
Jabaro.
Shibaro.
Okay. Do you want to open with a rating? Or can I open with my critique of this one real quick?
I'm still reeling from this one.
I think that falls in with my critique. You ready?
Okay.
This is the most frantic episode of all time.
Chaotic, manic, like
Nothing moves normally in this whole
no.
episode.
It feels like okay. So the animation for this one was wildly realistic, right?
I very much think this was like motion capture stuff for sure.
That's gotta be it because like even the environment looked photorealistic. Like I was trying to pick out like there was some pieces of it like the water you could kind of tell was animated,
Yeah.
but otherwise like if someone had presented this to me and said that it was filmed in just a weird way or they had weird makeup on, I would have believed it.
Like her movements were good, but her face was very animated for me.
Yeah, I think they
Like,
animated
it wasn't right.
right. They animated their faces in such a way that made you think that they're close enough to human, but there's something wrong.
But like their faces were so good though, cuz
They were really good.
all right, so let's go through it and then I'll tell you cuz like I like this one, but I don't see the need for the frenzy. Like
Okay.
that's my thing. Like the frenzy kind of like pulled at me a little bit and I was like, you feel like you're trying to be something like just for the sake of being something. I feel like this would have hit harder, toned down a little bit.
I don't think so.
Because like there were some parts where like at the end, well, so back to the faces, there's a part where like he's like right in the camera
Uh-huh.
And he just does this weird facing where he's like, blah, and he sticks his tongue out all weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's very realistic looking, though. Like, what a weird face. Like, interesting.
Right.
But why? Like, I mean, I know why. Like, I know what happens in the show, but I don't know why it had to be so frenetic. The whole fucking thing, though.
I think that is what lent to the
mean,
feel of the story.
Yeah.
I think this one would have been less successful if they had filmed it in just a regular way. Because so the whole thing of it is like you start with this army and they're marching, and the way that they cut between. So like the army is very cool because their horses are like draped in these like, gold coins and shit, and everything is metal. And they're all wearing this jewelry. It's all clanking together. And the sounds in this one are amped up so hard that like it is very grating to the ears. Everything is like high pitched and cacophonous and very. Yeah. It feels like how sound feels during a panic attack. Like it's just very aggressive.
Okay.
And when it flips over into the guy who's deaf, everything really fades away. You just get that kind of like tinnitus ringing very subtly. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. So when we meet the Jabaro lady, I don't know, what is she?
I mean, she's a siren. That's
okay.
That's all I can say about it. Like, I don't know if she's supposed to be like a certain siren of like a land or a time. Like,
I wonder if Jabaro is a thing. If that's like an existing creature in. Well, Jabaro is a word used in Puerto Rico.
Oh, so Jabaro is the guy.
Oh.
Jabaro's the name of this man.
Okay. Huh.
So she has nothing to her name. She is just a siren.
Just a siren. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. She's terrifying, man.
Oh,
like,
fuck yeah. I am absolute. Like, I even told Taylor, I was like, I will not be okay after this one.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to turn the lights off. She's very scary. Just the look of her is so fucking cool, though. The way she's like fully draped in those beads and shit, and her lips are like covered in these coins. It's so
getting like ruby sequins or some wild shit.
Yeah, like she's bedecked in jewelry and shinies.
She gave me like Lady in White vibes.
Ooh, okay.
Which is why I was like, I don't like her. You are too in my business, like while I'm at a campfire asleep, like back up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she scared me.
She fucked me right up. But like watching her do her dance movements, I think that those would not have read as spooky if they were played in like a normal cadence.
Yeah.
When they're like 1.7 times fast forwarded or whatever it is, it just reads that much more terrifying. So she's like jerking around in this horrible way.
That makes a lot of sense. So this is directed by a certain dude.
Uh-huh.
His first thing that he did for Love, Death, and Robots, because this is not his first thing.
Oh.
He did episode 3 of season 1, The Witness, where they see each other.
I was gonna guess that one.
Yep. So he did that one. So this correlates with that vibe for sure.
Okay, yeah.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah, so the way that this one plays out is so haunting and weird, and I felt like I wasn't following it, but there's also not that much to follow. Like, so the siren can't get to the deaf guy because she relies on her voice to enchant the soldiers and then make them
turn into fucking spinning tops.
Yeah, she's just this crazy shriek, and then they all just start doing flips and shit and killing each other and diving into that really cool lake, which I loved the effects of the lake with the blood and stuff.
Okay.
That was really cool.
So the like high up image of the lake.
Yes.
What shape did you get from that?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the shape.
I thought it looked like a human heart.
Ooh, cool.
Like it looked, because, our heart isn't heart-shaped, like that shit, but it's all oblong and whatever it looks like. That's how the lake looked to me. And then when the blood pumps in it later, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I don't know what this means, but I like it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is just a crazy episode. Like, it's frenzied and violent, and
I really thought you'd love this one.
I do. This is probably my second favorite one.
Did you watch I know you probably didn't. Did you ever see Maleficent with Angelina
No.
Jolie?
Mm-mm.
This reminded me of a scene from that pretty hard. So Maleficent has wings,
Mm-hmm.
and she dates this dude, like this human dude from the castle, and to become king, he has to like get her wings, and they like
Oh, fuck.
literally fall in love, and like life is beautiful, but he still chooses to fuck her over in the night, and he
terrible.
steals her wings and then takes them home and becomes king, right? And when she wakes up to her wings being gone, it's, I mean, you know, like being violated. Like the
Yeah.
screams and sobs that Angelina does in that scene were very much like this, because in this thing,
Yeah.
he realizes that she's got gold scales
Yes.
because they like stab him, which I was like, "Oh, that's gotta fucking hurt."
Yeah, so like they go for a kiss or whatever, which I'm
Ugh.
like, why would you do that? Because she's so terrifying. And
Well,
his mouth
she
starts to
kissed him,
bleed.
man.
Okay. Yeah.
She became like infatuated with him because he
Yeah, I
was so
think she
different
was-
than anything.
Right. She was fascinated because she couldn't kill him. She was like, how are you resisting my voice? And yeah, so they end up like kissing and stuff, and then he starts like peeling all of the jewelry and stuff off of her,
Yeah.
which was not good. He like
Which-
headbutts her in the face, fucking knocks her out. I was like, this is violent.
Yeah, so it's not like clothing, it is her. I mean, like
Yeah.
the gold flakes are scales. Like she has a scaly body, but her scale, like her fish scales, are gold.
Yeah.
So he scales her. He fucking skins her,
Ugh.
and then rips everything off, and then leaves with all the stuff. And there's that scene where like she wakes up with all of it gone, except for like one like strand of beads somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And you gotta imagine, like, you've been skinned alive, basically.
Yeah.
And the fucking wails that she does, dude, fucking
horrible.
sent me, man.
yeah.
I was like, holy fuck.
yeah, it was a lot.
And it, I mean, you haven't seen, but it felt very like that Maleficent moment. I mean, those wails are like haunting. It's so amazing.
Yeah. There's something to be said there because he is like a soldier in a foreign land by the looks of it.
Yes.
And he comes in, destroys this woman, takes everything that she's made of and everything that makes her valuable, which in a lot of cultures is your sexuality, unfortunately. So there was a lot of that vibe happening too.
This one's like, because I mean, he's a conquistador.
Yeah.
And they came over to steal gold from America and stuff. So I mean, he's
Yeah.
still doing it, but now it's like tied to this lady. So she's
Yeah.
like the embodiment of all the people of this land and all that shit. Like this one is layered.
It's got
Like
a lot
this
of
one's
themes.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then at some point, oh, right. So she bleeds out into the lake.
Yeah.
And then this guy's like, I'm thirsty, and goes in for a sip. And then, like, it's just drinking her blood, which it really made me sick. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of blood in this one, but, like, the whole lake becoming her blood and him just drinking on it, I was like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But in doing that, it cures his deafness and, like, grants him hearing. And
That
At that
shit
point,
was
the siren.
wild for me, man. Well,
Yeah.
because like he doesn't get it, so he tries to like beat it out of his own head and stuff, like hearing
Yeah.
noises. I don't
it's
think,
messed up.
yeah, like he doesn't even know what it is. Like he's not even happy.
No.
He doesn't even understand what's happening.
Yeah, because he's hearing all the horrible sounds that his armor is making that we heard in the beginning of this episode. Like just the clashing noises
Yeah.
of metal and the shrill birds in the forest and the bugs. Like they make sound in this episode sound so bad.
Yeah.
Like in a good way though.
Oh,
like
dude.
intentionally
Yeah,
aggressive
'cause
sound.
Her screeches, they warble and like reverberate. Like they do so much auditory shit. Like they aren't just a scream. They are
Yeah.
when she's crying, but when she like attacks the people and like calls to him and stuff, they play all kinds of tricks with that voice, man, and it is it's scary. Like it's terrifying.
And they even mirror it like visually. It's like shit happens with the camera. The distortion is happening on the screen as it's happening in your ears.
Yeah.
And it just doubles the effect. Like I felt like I had taken something after watching this one.
This one was a lot.
Yeah.
And it's
Don't
17
watch this one
minutes,
altered.
like-
yeah, it's
oh,
a long
no.
episode.
Good Lord, I would come out with my eyes gouged out and my ears cut off if I had watched this one like that.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that I think this one keeps getting used for like title cards and stuff.
Yeah, this one is definitely like the face of the series this time around.
This is a good last episode. Like, this is a good finale. This is worthy of a fucking Love, Death, and Robots finale. For sure.
Yeah. I was like glad they put this one at the finale because it's exhausting. Like after I watched this one, I was like, I can't look at another thing. I'm ready to go to bed. I want to sleep.
Yeah.
Man, it was a lot. But yeah, so in the end, he gets his hearing back, and then she's like, "Oh, I can kill you now," and she does.
Good.
Yeah, watching him sink to the bottom of that lake with all those other corpses was magnificent. You just see all these skeletons of all of the people that have come before him, and you're like, "Wow, she's powerful."
I want to know what her deal is, because like, but I mean, that's what sirens do. They just call people to their deaths. That's the whole thing of sirens. That's what they do.
Right. And I always thought sirens were like exclusively an ocean thing, but she's just like hanging out in a lake.
Yeah, she's just in a lake, having a good time.
A screaming good time.
Trying to see if they really do anything. All it says is that sirens, call on people with their alluring voices. This voice was not alluring.
No. Very terrifying.
But yeah, that one's solid. That's a great finale. Love this one.
Okay, so I have a question for you though.
Okay.
Every single season, you get love, you get death, you get robots.
Okay.
This season, we absolutely had a lot of death, and we had a fair amount of robots.
Okay.
But I'm going to phrase it to you as the Black Eyed Peas so smartly said. Where is the love?
Well, this one was the love for sure.
Yeah, this
Kabara
one had,
was the love, but we just didn't linger in it.
Yeah, can you call it love? I don't know. It was so.
I think. Well, dude, she like snuggled him all night. Like she
did,
came to him. Like she was about him. She was intrigued by him. I think she was entranced and loved him.
Yeah.
And then she got fucking burned for it.
Ugh.
And you know what? Mason's rats, dude. They in love now.
Love those rats in the
they're
end.
fucking making the moonshines together now. It's perfect.
And that couple in the graveyard, they made love.
That's it.
That's it, I guess.
Yeah, like you're right. There is no like love in this one.
I felt shorted on the love stick.
Yeah, because like we didn't get, like I said, the fox lady one.
Yeah.
Love that
I
one.
wanted
dude.
the love. I feel like the season was sorely lacking in love. I hope that we'll get more love in the next one.
I agree. This one was very heavy on death and robots.
Yeah.
For sure. And maybe not even so much the robots. It was more just death.
A lot of death. They were like, let's go into that theme in particular this year.
Bad traveling is an organic death, right? The crab.
Uh-huh.
Swarm is an organic death. Mason's rats. I mean, it's got the robot thing in it, but then the vaulted halls entombed, organic. We had a lot more like organic evil threats this time.
We did, yeah. I wonder what that says about us as a society, like what we find fearsome,
Yeah. I mean,
why do we fear the organic death this time around?
I mean, that crab dude is nasty.
He nasty. Him gross.
I mean, well, really, when you look at all the things that we brought up, it's like bugs or things that expand exponentially.
Yeah.
I mean, that crab had like 500 babies. And then the swarm has like so much. Yeah, like it's all about things that can like swarm and mass take over kind of thing.
The season's about COVID, isn't it?
Kinda.
Ugh. Or organic threat that just keeps spreading and spreading.
Yeah. I mean, that's what this whole... Yeah, kinda.
That sucks.
I think we nailed it on the head with that one.
Have you heard...
What?
The good news.
That there's 8 more seasons.
There is a season 4 officially announced.
Okay.
Their announcement is very cute. It's volume F *****. So
okay. That's funny.
Volume 4, but volume fuck.
I love that.
It's pretty good.
Well, when's that coming out? Because when we did season 2, this dropped like the next fucking day. So
I know. We're so bad at reviewing these timely. They come out every May, I believe. So next we should
Okay.
perhaps see the next one.
I could be down for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Love, Death, and Robots season 3, absolutely perfect yet again.
Yeah,
the show
they just keep hitting.
Yeah, this is the thing that makes me want to keep Netflix. Like, I love
Yes.
this show.
It can't be topped. Like, we love an anthology. There's a reason we love an anthology, because Love, Death, and Robots specifically, they keep it fucking fresh. Like, you never know
Yeah,
what's
they
going
do.
to come at you the next episode. You don't know if you're going to get a mini Night of the Living Dead. You don't know if you're going to get a fucking sea siren coming at you with all the force and fury of woman hell.
Yeah.
This was a really, really solid season.
This was a pretty varied season.
It was. Like, we had a few Space Marines, but we had some good themes they were all different in their own way.
Yeah.
Next season, I do want to see a greater variety in the animation, because I feel like they're leaning more heavily toward, like, everything looks like Mass Effect.
I want more 2D stuff. That's what I want.
Yes, I would
Because-
love to see some more 2D stuff.
Yeah, the standout one that we both kept, the only one that we praised the animation for time and time again was the 2D one.
Yeah, the one that we didn't like the story even in.
Yeah, but it was so pretty. Like, it looked so good. Because I'm looking at season 2 now, and it's all like CG stuff too, except for one. And it's the one that I wanted to love, and it was the worst one again. The ice one.
Yeah,
Like, they screw up the 2D stuff every
they
time.
do.
Because Zima Blue was also 2D. That's the one I wanted to love. And it sucked. It's still a great show. There's very few shows that that I love in this way. I love this show. It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I will continue to watch this one.
You nailed it hard when you made me watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll keep watching this one year after year after year. Like, they have my heart.
Oh, for sure. And with that,
You ready to submit to Space Cthulhu?
no, we need to go try to find some love. Too
Yeah.
much death. And
much
still,
death.
and still not enough robots.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
Mic check, voice check.
Yeah, you
What
need
the
to get that
fuck?
voice check, though.